Good morning, everyone. It's your girls from Obscure Orations back again. Look at that, 2 weeks in a row. We're on a roll, of which is going to be ruined by the fact that Dana's going to Scotland in a couple weeks. So I guess
Okay.
that'll be okay. God. So today,
Go on without me. Just get Jeff involved.
except now that we're using new technology, we'd both be sitting there going, "How does Dana do this?" She hits record on something and it goes somewhere. Where's it gone? It's gone to the cloud.
God damn that IT person for going overseas.
Yeah, you can go overseas, but you have to leave me either BC or Norm, one of the two. What if you stay? Why? We just need you for one episode, that's all. Excuse me. So today's topic, random like usual, because we know ourselves, we'll go all over the place, because why not? But we are going to start off talking about gay stuff, because it's Pride Month. Huzzah! So I'm going to start off with the first thing that just annoys me because I've seen it already 5 million fucking times. And it makes me want to be physically violent with the straight people. When's our Pride Day? We don't have a Pride Month. Why can't we have Pride Night? Okay, well, if you can't go to countries because you're straight, then fine. We will give ya a Pride Day. However, weirdly enough, if you're a heterosexual couple, straight girl, straight man, whatever, you're fine. You can go anywhere in the world. Women may have less rights in some places, but you can still go any place in the world as a man and woman together, not be stoned in the streets, not be pulled off into the middle of the desert and set ablaze. You can avoid being lynched. You can avoid being beaten. However, when you are a gay person or any of the, how is it pronounced? LGBTQ. I love that one. Um, then we can't go anywhere and everywhere. We literally have to look at things online and be like, okay, is this a gay-friendly resort? Is this country gay-friendly? If I go here and I am gay openly, will I die? Yes. Ugh. Okay, not going here. There's a lot of places in the world that I would love to see. Like, I would honestly love to travel to Russia and see some of the architecture that they have because they have such a rich history
Hmm.
and they have some beautiful, such bizarre looking but cool looking buildings. I will never step foot there because I don't want to die. Therefore, we have Pride Month and Pride Days and nights. So that way people remember that we're here, we're queer, and no, we don't want to die as we go places.
It's interesting. Again, you're right on. When people when your average American or average Caucasian
Mm,
male
yes.
bitches about having um a pride month and we don't have nothing like that, and yeah, you do. It's called the KKK.
Yep.
um, yeah, when you as a human are told you can't get married, you can't have partner um benefits,
Mm-hmm.
um it's a sin, and we're gonna kill you for it
Uh-huh.
or send you to pray the gay away camp.
Yep. Which, as an aside, just for anyone out there, because I know we talked about this months back, they do still exist. Those camps are still a thing. They are still obviously strongly in the US. There's still quite a few of them.
Watch Netflix.
They are also in Canada. far fewer. There's only like a couple left at this point. But that was something that was voted on back in 20. That was the 2021 one. The June, I think it was like June 26th, 2021. That all of the conservatives went, yes, we should keep the conversion therapy alive. No. Sad that it's still a thing in today's day and age. And the fact that it's getting so much worse in general for anyone of the alphabet mafia to be in the United States, like other places are now pulling ahead of them in gay rights. Because there's some
Yeah.
places that are now popping up going, yep, I think Mexico now allows gay marriage. And there was another place that just put out the announcement within the last month, I want to say, that I saw something that it was like, oh. And when I read it, it was one of those countries I'm like, really? Well, go us. Look at us being treated like humans outside of the States.
Imagine. How dare you ask for that?
How dare I be considered just a normal average human and have to sit there and say, and then I'm a normal average human, now leave me alone, get off my front yard.
Like, I just, for me, as your heterosexual friend, I don't understand the whole negativity towards the LGBTQ2S. Oh God, I'm going to forget numbers and letters. I apologize. I don't understand the negativity towards a community of people who just want to live their life
Mm-hmm.
and have the same fundamental rights as I do. The right to love who I love, the right to marry who I love.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to me, that's just basic human rights. And
Yes.
you honestly shouldn't have to fight for that. And it, again, I'm sorry to the US people that I love, and I do love a few of you. It just boggles my fucking mind that the US has been absolutely okay with fundamental rights being taken away from not only the gay community but women.
Yes.
Like, I'm sorry, my 27-year-old daughter definitely has the right to decide what happens to her body, not the fucking government.
Yep.
And I'm so glad Canada elected a prime minister that believes that women still have the right to choose what they do.
Mm-hmm.
LGBTQ people still have the right to choose. That's what boggles my mind, is those people that don't understand why Pride Month is a necessity.
Yep. Well, when you still have, in the year of 2025, people being beaten, tossed out into the streets, strung up as messages for other people of, hey, being gay is not okay, being trans is definitely not okay, according to them. It's astonishing to me to think that we're this far into the future, and yet so many things have slid backward. Especially when you look at the states right now, the what was it? The overture or the overturning of Roe versus Wade. Like, that to me is just, I don't even have words that would properly put together my thoughts for it, to be honest. It's just sad and heartbreaking because I never thought that it would get like that. I mean, even for gay rights and everything. I grew up in the 90s when my mom ran a gay bar with my gay uncle, who was also my godfather. And she was so ahead of her time compared to other people, where it was, hey, yeah, let's do this. She worked at the AIDS committee. She helped support everyone. Like, she sat there at the deathbeds of several of her friends because of the AIDS epidemic at the time.
Hmm.
And to think of how people were treated back then, like, I've watched a couple of the movies. I can't remember the name of the last one that I watched, but it was another really well done one. And as we were watching it, it kind of dawned on me. I paused it and turned to my mom, like, how do you feel watching this? Because like, for me, I was obviously too young. Like, I wasn't born until 92, so I don't have memories of it. He was a baby.
I was like living my adult life at that time.
Yeah, you was. You're like, yep. I was being an adult, doing adult things with adult money.
That I had to work for.
Yep. I was just like, I'm going to relax here in this womb. This feels great. um, but I asked her because it's one of those things where because she got to live through it and because she's so closely linked to it, it was interesting to be able to ask her, like, hey, how accurate is this movie? Your face, it's gone. um,
I have the super bright light on and I forgot to shut off my overhead light. So keep talking.
um, so it was interesting to get to actually ask her because she was there for that part in history. So it was interesting to actually get to ask her, is this movie accurate? Is this what it was like for you? Like, is this what happened? Is that what the people look like? Is that how their families reacted? And getting to actually hear from her firsthand experience where she's like, yeah, there were plenty of people because they didn't know how AIDS worked. And they were like, oh,
Right.
if you touch, you're going to get it. Um, a lot of them were dying alone. Like they would literally be sick on their deathbeds.
Sorry for the disco.
And her and my uncle and the other volunteers would go in and just sit with them each day, have conversations with them, hold their hands, tell them that they're sorry about their shitty families. And then they would pass away eventually from AIDS complications, normally from the pneumonia that would get them and take them out.
Right. Yeah, nobody ever officially died from AIDS.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Complications from it.
complications deriving from the autoimmune.
Yep. I mean, look at even what's his face there, Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, pneumonia.
Mm-hmm.
Pneumonia was on his death certificate. Pneumonia um, caused by AIDS.
Mm-hmm. Which I
Like,
think,
they should just put AIDS. It's what's killing people. Like, my brother died of cancer,
mm-hmm.
and on his death certificate, it said um, pneumonia due to cancer. No, I'm pretty sure the fucking leukemia got him. Not the pneumonia. The leukemia, did a pretty good job. It's bizarre that they don't acknowledge.
It's like they don't want to put the um, the real reasons for things. They're just like, oh well, he died from this, but it was caused by this. Like, so died from cancer. Put died from cancer. Put died from AIDS. One of the ones that my mom and I found out. This would have been we've been here 5.5 years, so almost 10 years ago because she got sick. It's already almost been 10 years that she's been sick, which just boggles my mind.
Wow.
Um, but one of her clients, after she got better and she started seeing people again, one of her clients actually told her that the mold thing is not unheard of here in Greater Essex County. One of their family members had actually died, and when they did the autopsy, the coroner actually called them personally and said, okay, listen, I'm not allowed to tell you this, and this is not what the death certificate will reflect. The death certificate will state that your mother died from pneumonia, I think it was, or cancer. It might have been from cancer of the lungs. And the um, coroner said the real reason is actually because her lungs were filled with nothing but mold spores. Like literally cut it open and it was just growing everywhere inside. Yep, that was exactly it. It was kind of like all I can picture is The Last of Us with spores. He was like, "Oh God, I'm gonna die." Um,
Oh,
so the coroner had called because she was like, "I know that you and your father still live in that house. I need you to get out of that house immediately, and then I need you to go in fully suited up and actually go through and tear apart parts of it and find where the mold is because this is going to kill you both."
yep.
It was like, oh, but on the certificate, like I said, I want to say it said cancer on it because that's allowed to be put on now, but you can't put that they died from mold because mold can't do that. The fuck it can't. That's why I hate people and I hate the government. I just hate them all.
It's like that meme out there with Jason Bateman on it, and it'll say something like, "Gonna walk 3 miles today," and underneath it says, "The fuck you are."
I feel judged.
I'm gonna die of cancer. The fuck you are.
Yeah. You think so? Pneumonia it is. You think you're going to die of that? I'm going to cross this out and I'm going to put whatever the fuck I want to put. Try and
So,
tell me
are
different.
there any Pride events that you will be attending this month? Do you have any?
So, for us here in Greater Essex County, we don't do our Pride until
August.
August. Just because I think the first one, if I remember right, the reason that they picked it for being in August was because we're such a small township compared to like Toronto, where theirs is fucking huge. Um, Ours gets pushed off to August. So this month I won't do anything just because there really isn't, and there's no way in hell you could ever pay me enough money to go to Toronto during Pride. Like I've had several friends who have done it, and basically all of their time is just waiting in lines.
Yeah,
Because they're always like, oh, well, we went to this club and we had to stand outside for an hour and a half before we finally got in. Like,
yeah.
why did you? They're like, oh, well, then we went to this other place for dinner and we stood another hour and a half to get in. Like, what is the point of going? They're like, yeah, but
Yeah.
there's so many gays there. I'm like, I don't care if it's the gay mecca. It's not worth standing outside for an hour and a half. I'll be eating power bars going, this is fine. I'm going home. I'm
I'm
going home. I
fine.
don't like people.
Fine. I'm fine.
Everything's fine. So there's
So,
no way in hell for that. When it comes to that, I'm like, no.
so I have an idea.
Oh, it's always good.
I have the best
I
fucking ideas ever. Uh, so in our D&D group,
have ideas.
we have you, the
Mm-hmm.
dungeon
Mm-hmm.
master, who's a raging lesbian,
Oh,
and then we also have
oh my
Anne,
God, I'm gay.
my 54-year friendship, best friend, friends from in the womb type thing.
Just
Who
picture you guys fist bumping through the stomachs. Just all of a sudden, see your two moms get together. Oh,
who identifies as asexual. So
that's
I was
true.
thinking our candy board should
Ooh.
be rainbow themed.
Oh, I like this. I grabbed Smarties, by the way. It's not my turn for the candy board, but I saw Smarties the other day, and that fits in perfectly with the rainbow theme now.
Well, what I was thinking of doing was going to the bulk barn.
I was thinking about that the other day, too.
Because you can get green Smarties, red Smarties, like, maybe not the Smarties, but candy covered chocolate.
Yep.
So I was thinking of going to the bulk barn one day this week and doing that.
I think that sounds fucking fantastic. How you doing? Here's the gay board. Woo!
Woo! Because well, next week is our D&D session,
Yep.
and it'll be the only one we celebrate in June. So I figured it'd be
I think that works pretty damn perfectly. We got the gay stuff going on, and we're going to. We'll have to
Ren
shore up all
Fair.
the details, but we're going to the Ren Fair. Then we'll grab delicious food afterwards. Then we'll come back and we'll be stuffed and ready to play.
Amen.
As we sit there going, roll the dice. Oh, I'm so full.
Soon will I throw out your bulberries so I can roll into the bar.
How'd you get in here? Oh, I'm so full. I'm just gonna someone barrel roll me. Put me in a barrel and roll me. And
Yeah, so that I thought that would be a nice contribution to for you and Anne to know that
you're loved.
all of us at the table support your month.
I love that. And it literally just now, just right this minute, dawned on me because I'm like, none of you are playing gay characters. And then I was like, wait a minute. That's not true. That's not true
And
at all. And she went to bed
yeah,
with my character, Lyria. I was like, hold on. That whore. My God, how could you do that on the Pride Month? God. So see, we even have gay character representation in our game too. Look at that. Look at us go being all inclusive.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh. So one of the things that I was going to talk about today is now that we've got some of the ranting over with. It only took us 22 minutes, but we're better. It's a bloop. Are some of the there's going to be another rant coming, I just realized. So we talked about it a little bit last week where we talked about representation in the media and all that, whether it's appropriate and things, not the act of being gay specifically, but how it's depicted all the time in fucking media. Or it's like, oh, here's a lesbian sex scene. Why? I don't know. It made them happy. Nope.
Because the straight white men like it.
Yep. Well, so funny self story. Well, one of the weird things that I've experienced multiple times now, and it makes me laugh every single time, is the weird lesbian loophole. Like, we have a bunch of them. One of them is that I can remember one of the days, a friend of mine came up to me, and we were at work, and he came up and he's like, oh, yeah, talking about women and how much he loves them. And I said to him about that I was gay, and he's Middle Eastern. And he was like, oh, because he was talking about how he doesn't support like gay rights, but then he was like, oh, it's the gay men I don't like. He was like, two women together, beautiful, I absolutely love it. And he was like, fist bump, man. And I fist bumped him. I'm like, what? It's like, I don't understand what's happening. It's like, her
Huh?
fist bumping about being gay? Is this new? This has got to be new. I didn't get the newsletter for this.
I didn't know you could pick and choose.
I, as it
No,
turned,
no. Two men together is disgusting, but hey, look at them two chicks getting it on.
that was literally it. And those were almost exactly his words where he's like, oh, two men together? He's like, I don't understand it. He's like, it's fine. I just don't want anything to do with it. He's like, you know what? Go find who you love over there. But he's like, to me, it's just disgusting and gross. He's like, but two women together, oh, it's a beautiful thing. Like, that's how nature should be. I'm like, what? What is happening? I'm like, okay. I thought,
why do I feel like he may or may not appear on an episode of Sister Wives?
yeah, so about that, he actually does have multiple wives. He's got four.
That's not legal in Canada, is it?
There's some cultural loopholes where he has like he has his initial wife that he had, but then from back home, I think he has three others. I want to say, yeah, yeah, he's got like four, and I've told him before. I'm like, dude, you're insane. He's like, oh man, he's like trying to keep up with these women. It's like my first wife and I, we're good, like we're the same age. He's like, but the last wife that he had gotten years ago, he's like, man, she's gonna kill me. She's so young. He's like, she just goes to town, and I'm like, okay, I'm done. I can't do this no more. I ain't got nothing left. They're filling me full of like ginseng and whatever else. I'm like, yeah, don't matter how much chi you got flowing through you. That's too many women, bud.
They make a little blue pill for that, friend.
Even with that, he was on empty. Like he literally came to work a few days, and he was walking by me like a zombie. I'm like, dude, the fuck happened to you? He's like, my wife.
Number four.
She, she wouldn't let me go to sleep last night. I'm like, oh my
Good
god.
God.
Like, I don't think you should have brought that one back. I think she needs a younger man. He's like, I think I might have died. It's like, okay, okay, you sit down and
And
nap.
to me, cultural cultural um things aside, if the idea or the actions of having more than one partner in your married life, and I'm not talking about thruples, we're not going there right now. I'm talking about multiple marriages.
Hmm.
If 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 the satisfaction ratio is 99% theirs and 1% yours, don't wouldn't you start asking yourself, do I really need those other three?
Yep. Like that's always been the thing. I know, obviously, in ancient times when there were like most cultures, or a lot of, I won't say most, a lot of cultures had that you would have multiple wives, like even pharaohs had multiple wives and concubines, because back then the whole process was okay, the more women you have, the more of them you can get pregnant, the more children you can have.
The
Back
offspring.
then, I was just going to say, back then, the ratio, the death ratio of how many of your children would live versus die at a young age, way, way off. Like the death rate was, oh, I'm trying to remember, at certain times it was like 60% or higher for death
Right.
to the lower 40% or less for getting a long life. So they had to have it make sense back then because you had to try and pop out as many fucking kids as you could. You're like, okay, make another one, make another one, make another one, make another one.
Pew
Let's
pew pew.
let's not get attached to this one. He might die.
Float that one
So
down the river. We're done.
yeah, what are you doing? Oh God, we got one. Put it away. Put it away. Hide it. So it makes sense back then when you think about where it came from, why it had to happen. Obviously, in some parts of the world where it's not as developed and we don't have as much healthcare available to the locals, that makes sense again, where you're trying to pop out as many kids as you can because, hey, the likelihood of infant death is astronomical. So you're trying to
Yeah.
pop out more. Makes sense. When you're living in a first world country and you're like, oh, well, I'm going to have multiple wives and have multiple kids, you're like, there's no point in it today. Like, they're all going to live. The
In a
likelihood of
way,
death
though,
far less likely.
in a way, though, let's look at it. Let's look at it this way. I guarantee in his home country, there's no child tax benefit.
That's true. But they still pop them out over there too. Like that's the part that I don't get.
I know, but you come to Canada, you become a citizen, you have a child, you're entitled to the child tax benefit, which is month. Is it monthly? Fuck, I don't know. Because you know what? I never got it.
I want to say it's monthly, and it's a good amount now too. Like they upped it.
Yeah, yeah. So like, if you have 5 kids all under the age of 18, you're
Mm-hmm.
getting 5 child tax credit payments. And I want to say it's 250 a month per kid, depending on age. I think they go by age.
I say I think it's done by age for how much, just because different ages will need different amounts. But I want to say it's more than that now. I'm not sure though, because I
But
remember it
still,
being like it's
that's
still a
that's
decent
like
amount.
that's like $1,500 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have 4 wives, and each wife has 5 kids.
Yeah, that's a shit ton of money coming in to cover them kids.
Yeah, hence why, not a racist comment. Calm down. Hence why, when you come to Canada, cultural aspects set aside.
Mm,
One wife, one wife, one husband, one partner. Only because we do have, well, back in the old days, it was called baby bonus.
I was
Stop
just gonna
asking
say,
me now.
yep.
I mean, so the average person making an average income, like, you know, say you're working minimum wage and you still getting your 40 hours a week, you you have children, you get the child tax benefit, you get GST every 3 months, GST, HST every
Mm-hmm.
3 months, you can get Trillium every month.
Yep.
So like Canada has a lot to offer in the form of payments that you get for not working.
Right. I mean, you think about all the
So
people who stay off on things like welfare, and
welfare is not a career. I'm not sure if a
yeah,
lot of people know that, but it's not a career.
I was just gonna say, and that's the thing is that the people who desperately need it are usually the ones who are going to get fucked over because the government's either not going to believe them or give them a hard time about it and say that, oh, well, you shouldn't really get all this amount for it. It's like, okay, this poor single mother or single father has 2 kids to feed and they're fighting them with it. And yet you get Trailer Park Molly, like with the octuplet mom going on, who gets all of the baby bonuses, hasn't worked a day in her life because she one time got hit by a shopping cart at Walmart and sued successfully. And while some people might find it funny, yes, I have heard of people doing this. So it's one of those, they ruin it for the rest of the crew. It's like, okay.
They
Um,
do. They do because in Ontario, so it's not called welfare; it's called Ontario Works. And I don't know why
yes.
they put that word in there because ain't none of them fucking working.
Mm-hmm.
They ask you, Are you actively looking for a
Mm-hmm.
job? You check the box, yes. That's it.
Yep.
What they should be saying, are you actively looking for a job? If so, where have you applied?
Yes. There should be like a little like a booklet or something where the places have to stamp it or something, or they digitally have to say yes, so and so applied, so they actually have to get out of their houses and go do it. Because guaranteed, if you held them accountable, they would actually be more likely to get jobs. Because right now, there's nothing. You literally just click yes, and you don't have to do anything. You're just like, oh
Not that I
yeah, of
get about
course
it.
I did. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah,
But
sure.
but at the end of the month, that check goes right into your
Mm-hmm.
bank account, or it shows up in your mailbox.
Mm-hmm.
And and I'm not saying that it shouldn't be there, because there are people out there that need to use it, and the people that need to use it know, okay, this is my plan. I just need a little help getting there.
Yes.
And so maybe you're on social assistance for 5, 6 months.
Hmm.
But then you're like, hey man, got a full time job. I'm guaranteed 40 hours a week. They hired me full time. I got benefits and everything. Thank you so much for the help, for all the
Yep.
help. I appreciate it, but I don't need it anymore.
Hmm.
See how easy that was to say? And yet it's so difficult for so many.
Well, I would say there's so many people who just literally live off the system the entire time. Where you're like, okay, they didn't try to get more work. They just stayed off there like, hey, you know what? I've literally heard people say, oh, I make more than enough money just staying at home. There was a woman years ago, back when we lived in Tecumseh, who would go from yard sale to yard sale, purchasing things with her welfare check. And she would tell everyone, she's like, oh yeah, I just got my check in. Oh, hey, could you hold on to this till Tuesday when I get my next check? I'll come back and buy it from you then. I'll have the money for it. And you're like, oh, okay, well, if no one else is here to take it, then okay, sure, I can, but otherwise, no. And she'd come back on the Tuesday and be like, okay, here's the whatever, $20 for the sliding doors or whatever the hell you had. And then she'd tell you about how she would go around doing this, maybe clean up the things, or sometimes not if they were still in packaging, and resell it for a higher amount so that she would make profit. She's like, this is how I make my living with welfare, because it's all cash, so they can't follow the money. And it makes you want to take the thing back and go fuck yourself. $60, get off my goddamn property.
Give me my doors.
And I'm taking these inside. I'm going to burn them in the backyard. Like, it's people like that that ruin it for the rest of people, where you're like, this is why we can't have nice things. This is why society's doomed.
So we strayed
Yeah, we got
from
off on
from
tangent.
from from your co-worker with multiple wives to
Oh,
the
yeah, I was
welfare
like,
system.
how did we
Let's
get
head back
here?
to Pride.
I was going to say, yeah, because we were talking about him fist bumping me over the fact that I was gay, which made me laugh. And then, like, I think it was the next day, I was talking to one of my other friends. Ironically, I was talking with Lucy, back before she was Lucy. Um, and was talking about talking to some hot chick online the night before, and that's why I was tired because I'd stayed up too late talking to her. And all of a sudden, the other guy turned and went, "Oh, you're gay? Nice!" And I was like, "What the fuck is with the fist bumping? Has this become a new
Good
thing?"
job.
And I was like, "Thanks, bud." And since then, that has been my experience several times over, including more recently. Someone else had come up and was like, when I came out to them, they're like, "Nice." What is happening? When did the fist bump become the like symbol from straight men to lesbians going, we are one? It's like we are not the same. I make sure women are
Wonder
happy.
Twin Powers.
You're like, what the actual fuck? Like, this has gotten so goddamn weird. But that is my weird, interesting, entertaining little story that I randomly remember at the most random times. I'm like, you know what's weird? It's when people come to you and go, nice. You're like,
Well, it
thanks.
is because again, it's the how can two women in a relationship be accepted by men, but two men in a relationship is
Mm-hmm.
sacrilegious.
Yep. Well, one of the things that I love is the reasoning behind why technically being a lesbian was never illegal. It was only ever illegal to be a gay man. Because, and one of the reasons, if I remember correctly, this was specifically in Great Britain, the laws were
Okay.
stated it was all male specific, which is how most of the laws were worded around everywhere, basically, because obviously a lot of us got our laws handed down from them. But the whole reason that there wasn't female gayness outlawed was because they sat there and went, well, women wouldn't think of this on their own. So we can't make it a law because then they'll know. Then they'll start to question it and do it. So there was never any laws against it. So technically being a lesbian has never been illegal until like more recent stuff. But it was one of those things that when I read about that and one of the it was one of the historical document things that I was reading just because I'm a nerd and I like reading that stuff. And it was just sitting there with the moment of going, wow, some men, old white guys are so stupid. The women will never know. You know all those women that were just roommates? Oh, they were spinsters. They only have one bed. Oh, they
My
could only
grandma
afford
and her
one
best
bed.
friend Betty.
They've been friends for 50 years. They're so sweet and cute, they even hold hands.
Oh, I love it.
Like,
Love it, love it, love it.
the way the world works sometimes just blows the mind and entertains all at the same time. Um,
So, because you have me on Facebook, I had changed on June 1st, I had changed my
oh, mm-hmm, your
profile picture
profile.
to um,
The gay heart.
thank you. I wasn't sure how to say it. I'm like the LGBTQ colored heart. And I got a private message
Oh, God.
from somebody like, are you gay?
What?
No. Why are you asking me that? Like, you know me.
Yes,
Yeah, but
you've been hiding it for all these years with Norm. You're finally coming out.
I go, why are you asking me that? Well, I noticed that you changed your profile picture, and um it looks like it might represent the gay flag. I'm like, it does. It's Pride Month. June is Pride Month.
It
So you
might
are gay.
represent. What?
I'm like, no, I'm not gay. So my brother is gay. One gay in the family is more than enough.
You're like, trust me,
I go,
he
no.
has all the
I go,
attentions.
I go, my brother is gay. I'm an ally. Well, what do you mean? It means I support their right to live the life that they fucking want to live. Bye bye. Deleted me off their Facebook. I'm like, fuck, man. Thank God the trash takes itself out sometimes.
Who, like, who would know you?
It was somebody that I worked with.
Okay, after this is done, I'm asking more questions. Because that's, like, who would know you this entire time and not know that A, you have a gay brother, B, you have a gay best friend, C, you have an ace best friend, and D, you're an ally. You literally are plucking one of us out each from the alphabet. Like,
What was that? Oh, you want to remember? Or maybe it was in the 90s. There's the song Things That Make You Go, hmm?
yes.
Yeah, that's my life. Things that make you go, hmm?
And they're always at the most random times over the most random things where you're like, you can hear the crickets going, chirp, chirp. What?
But I mean, so pretty much everybody who knows me, that knows me in the way I want them to know me, knows that I'm an ally. I support. I had changed my profile picture. They knew why.
Mm-hmm.
I changed my profile picture back to my little Scottish cat.
Aye,
My
because
little cat
Scotland's
with
coming.
the tartan
Morale.
hat on, because literally in 17 days I'm going to be in Scotland.
Oh God, did
So
someone message you about that too?
that's my excitement. My like right now my excitement is that Scott, like Wednesday the 25th, getting in the rental car, driving to Toronto, dropping that car off at the lot, and walking through the airport to get to our gate to fly Air Canada to Glasgow or Edinburgh, pardon me. Yes, I'm excited. This is a bucket list trip for me.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because you are 110% right.
Oh
You
God.
know, on my Facebook, I don't post a lot. So basically this is my statuses today. 17 days, Scottish flag emoji, airplane emoji, hand waving emoji, stack a pound emoji. Those
Yep.
are my statuses.
Someone's about to disappoint
Yesterday
me.
afternoon.
Oh God's sake.
Yesterday afternoon, I got the. Why do you have a Scottish cat as your profile? A, I'm Scottish. B, I'm going to Scotland. C, I love Scotland. D, I'm Scottish.
Like,
I'm not sure if you're aware. It's
like
people are stupid. So sorry,
I
but there's just some people out there that don't think with the fucking brain in their head.
nope.
And lately, my favorite saying with my husband, like I'll read him something and he'll chuckle, and my favorite saying is, "You can't fix stupid.
Yes.
You just can't fix stupid."
It's so fucking true. And it's just like I just don't understand it because that is so obvious. Like you post Scottish stuff anytime you see a good Scottish thing, you post it. We've gone to the Highland Games together. We post how excited we are about those things. The only reason we aren't going this year is because they canceled them. But you're going to be in
Oh,
legitimate Scotland. You're going to be in real Scotland.
which by the way, so Norm went and picked up our itinerary,
Oh yeah.
which thank you to that medium-sized tree that sacrificed all the paper for us to have those. So because there's four of us going, there's myself, my husband, our son Brendan, and my cousin Gladys. We're going. The four of us are going together. So instead of just printing out one itinerary for the four of us, because again we are all traveling together, they printed out four separate itineraries, and I'm not shitting you not. If they're 55 pages, they're more.
Jesus.
It's like a small booklet like that. And that's not including like the print off for the plane tickets or anything, hotel reservations or anything like that. That's just the fucking itinerary for 10 days in
Shit.
Scotland. I was leafing through it yesterday, and if I'm not mistaken, I have to go check my timeline.
Mhm.
We're going to be in Inverness
During the Highland
when
Games?
they hold their Highland Games.
Oh my god, that would be so cool!
And because we're going to be in Inverness for 3 days, and we only have one scheduled tour for the 3 days that we're there, we've got like 2.5 days of free time. Oh. I mean, other than we're going to the Highland cow farm to pet the cows.
Yes. You're gonna walk up to it. I
My
love you.
cousin
I love you. I
Gladys
love
is
you.
afraid of animals, so I haven't told her yet.
She's gonna be standing off to the side. Good job, Data. Go,
I
Data,
don't want to pet
go.
the cow.
When you're sitting there grabbing the hand, pet the fucking cow.
So hopefully, when I do return, if I return, I will.
If you don't,
I
I
will
expect
have
you to buy
the.
us a castle, and I'll be there shortly.
I I uh, I hope to have enough video to upload on our TikTok, or even here on Spotify. I'll upload some of the videos, and I'll just call them like Scottish Trip Part One, Part Two, Part Three,
Fuck
so on and so
yes.
forth.
Hell yeah. Yee.
And in Glasgow, because we got an extra day before and an extra day after
Smart.
our tour starts and ends. So we end in Glasgow and we still have the day, and then the next day we head to Edinburgh to leave. In Glasgow, I've seen TikTok videos. I've been following a lot of the Scottish pages and whatnot, and they have um basically like Toronto has like what Church Street is to Toronto
Oh, okay.
for gay pride. They have one in
Yes.
Glasgow, but they have a little bakery there.
Ooh.
And it was the bakery that caught my eye because I'm fat and I like food. And I showed it to Brendan. I'm like, we gotta go to this bakery.
You're like, ah,
He's like,
yes.
okay. So I'll probably have like video of like pride flags and whatnot hanging up there.
Fuck yes. I wonder if you'll get to see any, like, start looking for the gay Scottish people and be like, okay, are any of you lesbians? We have a Canadian back home who wants a Scottish one.
Do you like sausage rolls?
I have wanted to try one, but I haven't gotten to because I don't know where to get any of them around here that would be good. So if you can smuggle some of those
True
back,
story.
yep.
Well, see, Plan A. I don't know if you've ever heard of the franchise Greg's.
I've heard of that one.
GGN.
Yes.
So they're big in the UK, like they're huge in the UK, and apparently my friend Larry, who lives in England, he taunts me by
It's
sending me
haunts me.
photos of Greg's sausage rolls. You fucker.
Look, I'm like,
So I'm gonna I'm gonna see if I can put some in like a freezer bag, like
oh yeah.
because they have them in the airports, so I can actually get it the day we leave.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I would think you'd
So
be able to bring it back, yeah. Yeah,
yeah, so when we're
yeah.
in Edinburgh's airport, I'm gonna hope to get like maybe six and in my freezer bag and stuff them in my carry on. Bring them home,
First recording of the podcast and come like,
and I'm definitely gonna bring home a bunch of Scottish snacky snacks.
I was just gonna say, so on an adjacent note to that, is Blimey's out of business?
Is who?
Blimey's.
Yeah, they
What,
closed.
what happened? What the fuck? I just found them.
I'm not. I'm not sure if the British store in Chatham kind of put them out of business
Oh, yes.
because it's. I mean, if you've been there, it's fucking massive.
I would say I've
It's
heard of it.
massive.
Yeah, that probably would have
I
done
mean,
it.
we could take a road trip one Saturday or Sunday
Yeah, I'm
and
fucking in.
go if you want, but like
Yeah.
it's massive. But
Have to
yeah,
have to make sure I
Blimey's
wear my
closed
walking
back
shoes.
in March. I want to say
Jesus. I'm glad I at least got to go into it once, but damn.
just once.
Bullshit. I had plans of going
That's
back.
so
Apparently not
bullshit.
now.
I know my mom was pissed because she used to buy the Scotch pies from there, Scotch
Yes.
meat pies.
Well, there were a bunch of things. Like the first time that I went, I was just kind of looking around. I think I grabbed something. And then I was looking around like, okay, Dana and I are going to come back here. We're going to grab some stuff. And then we can do like a video recording of, hey, here's us eating, like trying some Scottish snacks. Apparently that's not happening. So you have to bring back Scottish snacks. I feel like
I am.
you're going to have to find a way to, or not find a way. I know you can. Um, Bring back like some Scottish whiskey, actually like some Scottish alcohol that's made there.
Yeah, we have two distilleries booked for
Ooh,
tours up in the Highlands. So
cool.
yeah, we will. There will be Scotch brought home.
Okay, good. That's all that matters. I'll bring my special cup and I'll be ready for that first session. We're drinking. We're
My
sitting on.
special. It's this big with a straw.
It's crazy straw. This is some good scotch. Ooh,
No ice, don't water down the liquor.
it's nice and
Norm opened
buttery.
the bottle Norm opened the bottle that the kids and I bought him for his birthday.
Mm-hmm.
We bought him a 15-year-old single malt scotch from Scotland. It's Dalwhinnie's,
Ooh,
and it's made in the Highlands.
ooh,
It's a
fancy.
Gaelic scotch. It's got some Gaelic words on the box that you can learn.
Ooh, I like it.
Norm's gonna be so lost. He's gonna need Google
He's
Translate.
just gonna be sitting there smiling, on. Oh, yay! My wife says that it's okay, so it's
I
okay.
can see him. What'd he say?
Am I okay?
What'd he
Am I
say?
gonna be so? Am I gonna be okay? Well,
It's
I
gonna
look
be interesting.
I look forward to all of it, just to see all of the scenery that you get. Obviously, the cows, the scotch. Like, it's one of those things that I tried because I have friends who like to drink scotch, but they like the what is it? Green label, red label, black label, blue label
Oh,
too.
yeah, yeah.
Those ones. And I can remember one of the times I went and I purposely grabbed one of the mini bottles because I'm like, I'm not dedicated to this. I like my whiskey. I've never tried scotch before. I'm like, all right, it's by the cash register. I'll grab that with my other stuff. And I tried to sip it. I'm like, this is disgusting. This is horrible. I'm like, I feel like this is a sin against nature.
It is. um, Balvenie is one of the best on the market,
I want to say I've heard of that one before.
and I don't know if you know who Grant is. He's one of the maintenance guys upstairs, but
Oh,
he's
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Scottish.
yeah.
Like he's
Yes.
got the thick Scottish accent and all.
Yep.
Well, the one year him and his wife went home, his mom was still alive, so he was going to see his mom.
Oh, okay.
And I asked him because Norm's 50th birthday was coming up, and I asked him, I'm like, hey, Grant, I said, if I give you some money, I said, because I don't know how much it costs, but if I give you some money, would you buy me a bottle of scotch, like the best scotch that you know of in Scotland? And he brought me home a bottle of Balvenie,
Mm.
and I gave it to Norm for his 50th, and Norm was like, that's fucking amazing. He said it's like super smooth and
Ooh.
yeah.
That's I say that's going to be the mission now. You're going to come back and we're going to be like, okay, where's the good stuff? We need treaties and alcohol to wash down the treaties.
Yeah. Where's the snacky snacks and the booze? Get out of my way. I don't care that you're home.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Our candy board that month is going to be so much different. It's just going to be here's some haggis for dinner.
I plan on trying it.
I would
I plan
honestly,
I plan on trying it.
I would like the in a can version that we get over here. Just looks and sounds disgusting. Like that's just horrible. But I would honestly try it freshly done. Like it. I mean, it basically just sounds like a sausage, like an oversized sausage when you don't
And
overanalyze
that's
all the stuff
exactly
in
what
it.
it is because everything is ground up.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't know what you're eating, it's a sausage. For all I know, they could be shoving the haggis in a sausage roll, and I'm eating it, and be all like, "Yeah, this is good," you know.
I was just saying that, and the fact that you think about it too. We don't truly know what goes into sausages and hot dogs, as we all like to point out. They could be putting the same kind of
Bunch
shit
of
in those.
assholes.
My papa always, because
Exactly.
we ate chicken dogs. My papa always used to say that it was beaks and feet. that's what went into the hot dogs. So I was like,
Nice.
oh, okay. Maybe a nice
Very nice.
cloaca thrown in for flavor. Uh, so one of the other things that I had talked to Dana about talking about for today's topics, as usual, we've gone through a multitude, all still mildly related. Um, but one of the things too that I wanted to kind of bring up, because it also relates into the gay community so much, is mental health. So what kind of unagi? Um, so what kind of made me
Salad.
think of it was the fact that um, one of my friends and I've talked about her before, Brooke, one of my besties, her and I have both been kind of struggling with mental health lately and we didn't know that the other one was. We didn't know that other people were either. We just happened to talk about it the one morning when we woke up for work, and I was like, oh my God, I do not want to go to work. Like, I hate that place. I hate everyone. I hate my house. I want to run away. I want to go live on an island where no one can find me and just stay there and make friends with the coconuts. Like, I, I wanted to be anywhere but here. Um,
I get that.
but it was that feeling of like it's a mixture of dread, anxiety, heaviness, nothing kind of making you happy. It's just everything takes from you. Like you can literally feel the depression coming up and just slowly engulfing you. And it's one of the things like we don't talk about it very often on this podcast, but we had a podcast previous to this that was dedicated to 100% mental health. And we talked extensively about our own struggles, different things that go on in the world, different things that trigger different mental states, all that kind of stuff. So I figured just because I've been feeling that kind of way lately, that it's like, okay, you know what? Need to get it out there, need to talk about it. So that way then, like you always feel like you're out floating in the great abyss by yourself. And like you think that you can't see any other survivors around with you. And then suddenly you'd start talking about it and someone bumps into you and you're like, oh, were you here this whole time? Have I not been alone?
Like you're in a sensory deprivation tank.
Yes. Then something touches you, you freak out a little bit, and you're like, oh, oh,
Who dat?
new tank, who
Totally get
dis?
it. Totally get it.
But it's one of those things that it's kind of nice to touch on once in a while because it helps bring you out of it when you talk about it openly with other people. Just because then it
Yeah.
starts getting the thoughts from out inside of your head out, and you're not left there stewing in it for ages and ages, and then going, I probably should have talked about this sooner. Like I'm sure my therapist would be listening, going, that's right. I taught you. You talk about this. Talk about your feelings. Talk about your emotions. Don't bottle it up. Like, God damn it.
Swear
I
to
paid
God,
good
we have the
money.
same therapist.
What are you supposed to
Except
do?
mine's in Toronto.
Yeah, I was saying mine's just up the street anytime that I need her. Show up at her door. Help! Help! I'm broken and I can't get up. Help! But one of the things, too, is in the gay community, there's a lot of mental health issues. And just to be very clear, we are not talking about what some people think of as being a mental health issue of, hey, I'm gay. Well, that's a mental issue right there. No, it's not. Hey, I'm trans. Oh, that's definitely a mental issue right there. No, it's not. And trans people, in order to do the transition, have to go through intensive therapy to figure out whether or not they are trans. Are they actually going to be mentally okay with it? How are they handling it? All of the things, like, it is deep and intense. They have to go through a shit ton of stuff
Right.
to actually get the fucking transition, which is, I mean, kind of good in a way, because if someone isn't actually in that spot of wanting to transition, they just think that they want to, but maybe there's something else underlying it. It's good to get it out and air everything out. And obviously, there's a lot of things that go into transitioning. You have to be okay with the fact of growing up, you were one thing, and as an adult, you're another. So anyone who knew you from your childhood is still going to see you as that person that you were compared to who you really are. And there's going to be things like pictures of your childhood. You may not personally want them to be up there because you might have an issue with it and think, okay, well,
Yeah.
I don't want these pictures of when I was a little boy up on these walls. I don't want to have anything related to that. You have to be okay with it being up there because that's not fair to your family to say, hey, I've actually always been a girl, but you have all these pictures of, we'll say the boy's name was Bruce, of when I was Bruce.
Little
Compare,
Timmy.
we leave little Timmy in the well. um, but to have that there, like you can't demand that your parents get rid of their memories of you growing up because if you
Right.
say, hey, you got to get rid of all of these, that would literally take away entire photo albums, all their memories on the walls. So it's things like that that you have to go through. Therapy helps with that because it helps you release and understand going, okay, that was me, but it wasn't who I truly was. But I still have memories attached to it. You still have a childhood. You still had teenage years. Still had 20s, 30s, depending on when you came out or when you transitioned, 40s, 50s, all those kind of things. So there's a lot of therapy that has to go into that. And still not a mental health issue in the fact of that they want to transition. It's just they have a lot of baggage that they have to go through. So
Right.
when you think about all those kind of things that go into it, and then you have things like Catholic schools, just as an example, who tell their students, you're going to hell if you're gay. You're going to burn in the fiery pits and be tortured for all eternity. And then you follow it up with, oh, but if you commit suicide, you're also going to hell and you will burn in the fiery pits for all eternity. Go fuck yourself. Child diddlers. Like you can't go around spouting that stuff and then hide the child diddlers from one parish to another and other such things. Now, this being said, it's not only the Catholic Church that has hated on gays, of course. They're just the easiest, most prominent target because they have caused so many issues. And I can remember my mom, so growing up, my mom's not religious in any way, shape, or form. She wasn't even growing up, but when she moved in with her father, my Pepe, he was a staunch Catholic, or at least, a good Sunday Catholic. Here's part of my paycheck. Hey, I'll do all the Hail Marys, yada yada, blah blah. And in order for her to live there with him, she had to go to St. Anne's. C'est Catholic school at the time. um, and in it, she went to religions class, and she had major issues with it because she had friends in high school that were lesbian, that were trans, that were gay, and they all would be in hysterics, completely mentally broken down over the fact of just being told by Father What's His Face, oh, yeah, you're going to hell if you're gay. You're going to hell if you kill yourself. So they literally just sit there harming themselves, but not going as far as to kill themselves because they don't want to go to hell for that. But they got to pretend to be straight too because they don't want to go to hell for that, for having any impure thoughts of the same sex. And that just, like, I don't have words for
Yeah.
that other than just disgusting. And it's shit like that that adds on so much mental exhaustion and mental health issues. And back then, that would have been in the 80s that she would have gone to high school. Mental health wasn't even known about or cared about in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
So at least now there's helplines around. There's suicide prevention lines. There's specific lines that you can call for transgendered people. gay lines, lesbian lines, like all these kind of things where it's, hey, do you want to talk to a professional? You want to talk to a professional lesbian here? Answering the phone. Scissors are us and help out. But I'm proud of myself for that line. Helping every child we can.
Pat yourself on the back. Take a moment.
Go me.
That a girl.
I'm so proud. But it's it's a struggle for a lot of people with mental health. And it's one of those things I kind of want, like, so we'll use the example of like the epitome of should be in good mental health for an example. Straight white guy should be the heap of the pile, should have the best mental health, yada yada, but will still struggle with different things, have different issues, still needs to talk about their emotions and all that. So what I kind of want is people to be able to look at other people and think, okay, if I'm struggling as a straight white guy with XYZ issues, okay, what's the trans person dealing with? If they're specifically, like, if you're going to go to things like, okay, it's an African American trans woman who's gay, throw on all the fucking layers. Think about the mental struggles that you're going to have with each added layer that you add to it. Like, it's going to be a nightmare. And yet people do not make it better on each other. They're like, nah, we don't talk about emotions around here. Those aren't allowed. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, did you leave?
I'm still here.
You're frozen.
Ugh.
You're
Oh,
just frozen.
can you still hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay. Okay, so I seem to get to about an
Clicking
hour.
slow mo.
I seem to get about an hour and 11 minutes.
Well, Taylor left, so I will end the show by myself. Appreciate y'all for listening. Happy Pride to all of our LGBTQ community out there. Uh, be kind to each other and see you next week.